I was adopted 17 years ago, and I grew up knowing I was not the biological daughter of Hala and Faraz. But that truth never stood as a barrier between us. They never hid it. It was simply another fact of my life, like my love for vanilla ice cream, the scent of old books, or my habit of sleeping with a dim light on until I turned 12. They would always tell me that God chose me for them, and that they chose me again with their hearts. And I would smile and feel a warm softness seep quietly into my chest. Faraz, my father, would hold my hand whenever I had those small existential questions, asking why I didn't look like them, why my hair wasn't like my mother's. And he would always answer with a calm smile that God wanted me to be special. My life was simple and beautiful: a warm home, a room overlooking a jasmine tree planted the day I arrived, and parents who never missed a game, a birthday, or even a night when heartbreak kept me awake. Hala cooked with me, kissed my forehead every night, and made me feel whole. I never questioned my origins because my roots were here. But a few weeks before my 18th birthday, something subtle began to shift, starting with a strange email that wished me an early happy birthday and said someone had been thinking about me, with no name or signature. I ignored it. Then came a Facebook request from a blank account named Amira K, which I left unaccepted. On the day I turned 18, while my parents prepared my favorite pastries, a knock hit the door. A knock heavy and wrong, one that carried a chill, that whispered something bad was waiting behind it. When I opened it, a woman stood gripping the railing as if it was the only thing keeping her up. Her messy blonde hair and sleepless, darkened eyes met mine, and she gasped like she had been holding her breath for years. She told me she was my mother, my real mother, and handed me documents with her name, Amira Khalid, and whispered that she never wanted to give me up, calling me Lulu. Questions flooded my mind. Shock pushed me back into the house, and when I told Hala and Faraz, silence swallowed the room. No one denied it. No one lied. No one knew how to speak. I agreed to meet Amira, first at a restaurant, then at her home, a palace of marble and chandeliers and spiraling staircases. She told me this was meant to be my home. I stayed with her for a week, and by the second day, while wandering her garden, a woman named Nasreen from the neighboring house approached me, recognizing me immediately. She asked if Amira had told me the truth, and when I said no, she revealed everything. Amira had not been forced to give me up. She had done it willingly because motherhood did not fit her life of noise, travel, and shallow priorities. She said she witnessed how Amira's father, strict and furious, told her that she wasn't fit to be a mother. Amira had never searched for me, not once. Then came the real reason she returned. My grandfather had died a month earlier and left everything to me, his only heir, shutting her out completely. It was never about me. It was about the inheritance. On the seventh day, I packed my bag and stood at the staircase. Amira confronted me coldly, asking if I was really leaving, insisting I was making a mistake. I told her the real mistake was believing her. She screamed that she was my mother, and I calmly told her she left me and came back only for money. Her mask cracked and something darker emerged. She locked the door, hit the key, and stepped toward me with desperation, saying I couldn't leave because she would lose everything. Fear climbed my spine as my back hit the marble wall. But at that moment, Nasreen burst through the back door and ordered Amira to step away. Amira screamed, claiming I was hers, and Nasreen reminded her she had given up those rights long ago. She grabbed my hand, and we ran through the garden and out a side gate as Amira shouted my name with a voice full of rage and unraveling sanity. We reached Nasreen's car, and when Amira banged on the window, Nasreen threatened to call the police, forcing her to stop as we drove away. When I returned home, Ferris and Hala were waiting at the door. I said nothing. I simply collapsed into Hala's arms as she held me tightly, whispering that I was home. Ferris welcomed me softly, and I knew then that I had always had everything I needed: love, safety, family. The following weeks were difficult, but the lawyer confirmed the inheritance was mine alone, and Amira had no claim. Still, I wanted peace more than money. One night, watching the jasmine tree outside my window, the tree that had grown alongside me, I whispered forgiveness while promising myself never to return to her. Months passed. I entered university to study literature. I bought Ferris the car he always dreamed of and sent Hala on the trip to Istanbul she had longed for. Their joy was worth more than all the marble in Amira's palace. One day, a message arrived from an unknown number saying she was sorry, that she only wanted that part of her life back, not me. I felt nothing. Her power over me was gone. I turned off the phone and joined my parents in the kitchen, laughing as my father joked that we would never again open the door for surprise visitors. That night, as I turned off my light, one truth settled quietly and permanently in my heart. Family is not the one who gives birth to you. Family is the one who holds your hand when the world collapses. And I had found mine.